Day 5 of the Hatsu Basho. You see the gaudy apron like kesho mawashi as they're called, which the wrestlers wear. Quite often they're donated by support groups, and sometimes indicate where the wrestlers originate from. Some of the ex-amateur champions wear belts donated by their old university sumo clubs. So on to our first bout of day 1. It's Oikari, and he's fighting Tamarikido. Oikari, 30 years old, 138 kilos, wins there with oshidashi over Tamarikido, who's 27 years old. Well, Tamarikido has some doubt about his lower back, seemed to have hurt it earlier on. They're not doing particularly well. There's a tired-looking gesture that the winner makes. So on to our next bout. It's between Wakanoyama and Kobo. These two have only fought once before. Kobo, of course, being the newcomer, hasn't been around anywhere near as long as Wakanoyama. Wakanoyama dropped out of the Makuuchi division because of diabetes a couple of years ago. Since come back in. 29 years old, getting towards that watershed, the 30-year-old mark. Certainly for sumo, not many wrestlers over 30 in this game. So Wakanoyama there trying a mix of attacks there. He's got his left arm right in deep, and he's trying to sweep the legs, at the same time spin his opponent forward. Eventually it's the forward throw that he pulls off. So third win for Wakanoyama and fourth loss for Kobo. Let's watch that one again. So Kobo comes out, reaches for Wakanoyama's shoulders, but he's short of it. Wakanoyama closes the gap. Here you see him trying to tie up the arms, push the arms away. Kobo now coming in still again with those long arms of his, but not having an awful lot of effect. Kobo trying to push down Wakanoyama's head for the hataki, but Wakanoyama too strong for him. Then eventually it's onto the grips of the belt. You see that left-handed grip of Wakanoyama's. There's that side turn, takes an even deeper grip right round by the knot at the back. And then there's a series of moves as he goes for the legs of Kobo or tries the forward throw. So there's the beginning of the forward throw. You can see Kobo's arms trapped, and down he goes. So Tamakasuga now from the Kotonowami stable fights Aminishiki from the Ajigawa stable. Both wrestlers with 3 wins and 1 loss apiece. So a nice fast start by Aminishiki, drives across the ring, but it's Tamakasuga who gets it. Wins there with yorikiri. Yorikiri, the force out, which is just a tumble over the edge. It's the main winning technique in sumo. So Tamakasuga now with 4 wins, second loss for Aminishiki. Buyuzan, this man in his second Makuuchi tournament, fighting Otsukasa. Otsukasa on the right there, very short wrestler, short but fairly heavy, nearly just under 150 kilos. So 1m76 tall, which is not too tall for these sumo guys. Now Buyuzan there, doing all the work, drives in hard. Or rather, Otsukasa was driving in hard. Buyuzan slaps him down, pulls him down with the hikiotoshi. Hikiotoshi actually means pull drop, but it's more of a slap down sometimes. Very difficult to distinguish between those 2 ways of winning, the slap down, the hataki komi, and the hikiotoshi. Now on to Tochinonada. He's fighting Tosanoumi. Tochinonada had 6 national titles as an amateur. Tosanoumi on the right there had 15, but it was Tosanoumi there who slid away on that tachiai with a little bit of help from Tochinonada. So tsukiotoshi win there. That's another one that's almost like hataki komi and hikiotoshi. 3 often get confused as techniques. So it's 4th win for Tochinonada and first loss for Tosanoumi. Now Daizen, veteran, 37 years old. He's fought Kotonowaka, his opponent this time, 10 times. Each has won 5 times. Daizen with no wins at all. Not doing too well, certainly at the start, the first third of this basho. So Daizen there, locks in tight on the belt, forcing the much taller wrestler over the edge and down. And it's Daizen who wins that one, drops down on his face. As I mentioned before, the wrestlers do anything but touch down, so they try and land flat, belly flop down. They're in that situation. So Daizen wins that one, his first win so far. Previous basho he had 6 wins, which was not so good. But that was his first win this time. 5th loss for Kotonowaka, who's also not doing very well. Chiyotenzan against Dejima. These two have fought 9 times. Dejima's won 7 of them. Dejima's leg is giving him trouble. He's getting in some good bouts, and then he's mixing them with some pretty bad ones. Dejima slightly back from the line, slower coming forward, and as he comes forward, you can see that he couldn't really maintain that fast pace forward. His leg just wasn't supporting him. And Chiyotenzan gets out the way and pulls him down. Hikiotoshi win there for Chiyotenzan. This man who started off very well in sumo, his first 3 tournaments, did exceedingly well. He took a prize in each one. And then after that, he faded away a bit. And Dejima, of course, the man who won a tournament in July '99, so that was some time ago. Kotomitsuki there, looking at the roof that overhangs the dohyo, the tsuriani as it's called. Once upon a time, sumo was fought under a roof which was supported on 4 pillars, but they took the pillars away eventually and hung the roof over the ring. And that was when it was brought indoors, out away from any possible bad weather. So now Wakanosato, the powerhouse, fights Kaiho, the technician. Kaiho on the right there, takes his arms in deep. And he's got both arms in very deep there on the belt. Morozashi hold by the look of it. No, it's got 1 over, 1 under, but it's the power of Wakanosato that comes through. Slightly bad tactics there, perhaps, for Kaiho. Certainly Wakanosato's very strong, and he's very good on the belt. Tends not to do the open type sumo, closes in straight away. And if you're very much lighter, as Kaiho is, not a good plan to close in against the much heavier ones. Tochiazuma getting ready to walk down the Hanamichi. It's the path that leads to the ring. This is where the Oyakata, the seniors and elders, the stable bosses, mount guard. They provide their own security in sumo. Now, next one between Toki. Well, he's a rough fighter. He's quite often goes for the face with the tsupari attacks. Asashoryu, who incidentally went to apologize to Tochiazuma after the semi-punch-up yesterday. Although he wasn't breaking any rules. Well, there's Toki giving him a bit back. Well, unusually there, Asashoryu is not going for the slaps. He's just settling for standard sumo, that's belt sumo. So win there for Asashoryu, 3rd win for him. Let's watch that one again. So Toki closes in and goes for the face. And looks as though he's trying to smother Asashoryu, but Asashoryu gets that right arm in deep, right round the back, near the knot. It's quite a good controlling grip there. He's got 2 arms on the inside. That's the Morozashi hold. And you can see him floating Toki up, pushing him up, and all the time driving him backwards. And that's it. Toki's feet go over the edge, steps out, and that's a loss for him. So Toki, or Tama, as he's known in the sumo world, takes his 3rd loss. Now we have Kotomitsuki against Takanonami. Well, these two have fought only 3 times, not a lot, surprisingly, but Kotomitsuki hasn't fought in many bashos. Takanonami certainly has. He came into Makuuchi Sumo in 1991. Now both of these have got 4 straight wins apiece. And Takanonami, in the past, when he was higher up the rankings, could be counted on to make bad starts in most bashos and catch up towards the end. Well, this time round, it's got 4 straight wins. So it seems to be on form this time round. Kotomitsuki there hardly drops his hands to the floor. They've got to touch the floor with both hands, not at the same time. One down, then the other. Pause, then go. So there you see it again. You see that style of starting. In fact, most of the wrestlers do that. The Sumo Association bosses don't like it, and they're always correcting them, and yet the style persists. There you see it again. Well, Takanonami is not helping him. A certain amount of psychological warfare going on here. And Takanonami himself is not noted for his good touchy eye. In fact, he does exactly the same thing as Kotomitsuki got cautioned for. So Kotomitsuki now is going on the inside there, and Takanonami's trademark is that over the top and round double arm lock of his, the Kime hold. Kotomitsuki there, too strong for him. Didn't give him his arms, didn't put his arms right the way through underneath. Held fairly shallowly towards the front of the belt. That's blocked Takanonami's double arm lock. And then from there, he just kept floating Takanonami up and then eventually shoved him over the edge with yorikiri. So 5th straight win for Kotomitsuki, doing well this time. And it was the first loss for Takanonami. Well, there you see that Morozashi hold of Kotomitsuki's. And there you see Takanonami trying to take his arms round, but and then lock in between the two bodies underneath. And that's a very arm-breaking hold. But Kotomitsuki is denying him that. He's got his left elbow up in the air there, which prevents Takanonami taking his arm underneath. And then a little bit of grip changing. There's Takanonami trying to get that arm underneath again, but still the elbow of Kotomitsuki's comes up and blocks him off. So very skillful movements going on there. Very good bout, that one. Now on to Tochiazuma, whose father is his stable boss, Tamanui stable, which no doubt Tochiazuma will inherit in due course. Here finding another Mongolian, Kyokushuzan. Kyokushuzan in his early years, he came into Makuuchi Sumo in 1996, was very unorthodox, injured quite a few wrestlers along the route, including Terao and Wakanohana. Since settled down, does fairly orthodox sumo, occasionally puts in some strange techniques. So there you see, very cautious start by Kyokushuzan. Now he tries a leg grab there, tries a slap down on the back of the head. Tochiazuma well in control there, just drives forward and pushes him down. Oshitoshi pushed down there from the new Ozeki. And that was 4th loss for Kyokushuzan. Now Kyokushuzan looked as though he knew he was going to lose there. Very cautious start for him at the beginning of that bout. So Tochiazuma, 5 straight wins now, looking strong. And also he's a bit heavier than in previous bashos. Climbing up the ranks now. Chiyotaiko is also looking back on form. Maybe it's the thought that the Yokozunas are out of it that's making them realise that the tournament is within their grasps. Don't have these overwhelmingly powerful Yokozunas to contend with. So maybe that's firing them up. Chiyotaiko against Tamanoshima. Chiyotaiko comes out hard and fast, keeps driving. That's his trademark, that straight drive forward. And Tamanoshima goes out. 5th straight loss for Tamanoshima. Tamanoshima was making a lot of confident noises earlier before this basho, saying he would be promoted to Ozeki by the end of the year, but not doing too well this tournament so far. Previous tournament he only had 7 wins, and that was the 5th straight win for Chiyotaiko. Next bout, it's Kyokutenho, tall wrestler, also Mongolian. There was something like 27 Mongolian sumo wrestlers in Japanese sumo. Biggest group by far of non-Japanese. Here fighting Musayama. They fought 7 times previously. Musayama on the right, there's 1, 4 of them. So pretty close. Musayama looking reasonably on form again. So a straight orthodox style of winning there. Musayama just locks in on the belt and takes Kyokutenho to the edge and nudges him over with yorikiri. So 3rd win for Musayama, 5th loss for Kyokutenho. There you see Musayama was watching his hands as he put them down, wasn't looking too carefully at Kyokuten Ho, only lifted his eyes at the last. They're very careful how they do the that start there. The gamesmanship goes on at that moment. Now into the concluding bout of the day, fought between Ozeki-ranked Kaiho and top Maegashira ranked Akinoshima. Well, these two have fought 30 times. Kaiho's won 25 of them. Kaiho's some 15 kilos heavier than Akinoshima. But will his back be okay? See how he leans in, and that's where all the strain comes from. And there's that overarm grip that does it. Makes a surge to try and shove Akinoshima back to the edge of the ring. Akinoshima digs in, and then it's a twist forward, a wate overarm grip and throw that finishes Akinoshima off. So Kaiho there, third win, fifth loss for Akinoshima. So this is the bow twirling ceremony, the Yumitori Shiki, which always ends the day's proceedings. At the end of day 5, with Chiyotakai, Tochiazuma and Kotomitsuki all in the lead with 5 straight wins. Stay with us, we'll be back very shortly.